my channel. So today I'm like in my footed PJs and everything. So I want to talk to you guys today about how to be a morning person, how to be an early riser, how to not hit the snooze button in the morning, how to do all of the things. If you want to be someone that wakes up super early and you want to get your day started on the right foot, but you just can't seem to, I've got you. And not coming from someone that has always been an early riser and is like super perfect. That was kind of my problem. I would try and learn about how to wake up earlier in the morning, but I was listening to people that had just been, you know, chronologically predispositioned to be like those perfect humans that can just wake up super early. And that's not me. Like, I have never been that person. So if that's you, if you feel like you're kind of a night owl by trade and you feel like you can hit the snooze button like 10 million times, that was me, and I have now converted into a morning person. By no means am I saying that I'm perfect. I am still working on this, but it has lasted me a really long time. It is now a habit. It is ingrained in me, and I can share exactly what I've done and pretty simple steps that anybody can do, but I feel like it's truly what works for the person that is inclined to just, you know, stay up really late and wake up later in the day, and you just kind of feel like you can never catch up. And so what I've found these past couple of months of waking up earlier, I just feel so much more, I feel centered, I feel healthier, I feel less stressed out, I feel less anxious. A lot has kind of piled into these choices. So I figured it was appropriate to wear my onesie. Yes, I'm still in holiday mode. This has like the most adorable little reindeer hoodie on it. So we can just sit like this and chill with each other. So I have got a couple tips to share with you guys. If you are not already following on Instagram and on Snapchat, make sure that you are. I'll pop them up on the screen for you. I always will post up on one of those two platforms when I am up for accountability, and I will usually share like my morning routine, kind of super casually, just what I'm doing in the morning. So if that's something that you guys want to see more of, definitely follow along on there. All right, so without further ado, let's jump into the full tips and tricks of how to be a morning person. All right, so I think we're gonna start this out with exactly what has rocked my world the most, my biggest tip that I could probably share with you. I have tested out so many different versions of this, and I think I finally honed in on the perfect situation, and that is your alarm clock situation. Now, I have 2 alarm clocks. Yes, I am not a morning person turned morning person. You're gonna need 2. I've got you. Now, the first thing you want to note is to not sleep with your phone by your bed. You want to put your phone probably in your washroom or just in a room that is far away or at the opposite end of the room, and I will explain why in a few. Now, my first way that I usually wake up, this is kind of like the sequence of how I wake up, I have a sunrise alarm clock. Now, I have gone through 2 sunrise alarm clocks. I will tell you that you get what you pay for. If you want to get one of those like $35 ones off of Amazon, cool. You might end up flinging it across your room one morning. I've been there. I invested in the Philips alarm clock and I am obsessed with it. I love it. It's super user-friendly. It's gorgeous. And I use it as a nightlight as well whenever I'm reading the night before. But this is what it does, and this is why it works. You can set it to whatever time you want, and it will gradually wake you up with a sunlight effect. Now, to anybody that thinks that this won't work and that the light wouldn't wake you up, it gets really bright. So if you sleep in the pitch black, even if you're waking up at a time when there would be daylight, it will still wake you up because it simulates the sunrise, and it's close enough to your bed that it will wake you up. And this is what I love about it. It'll wake you up gradually so that it'll take you gradually out of REM sleep. So if you are in dreamland, or you're in a really deep sleep, or if you're having like a nightmare or even a great dream, and does that ever happen to you that you're having like a great dream or even a bad dream and you're like, no, I want it to continue, and you kind of snuggle up and go back to bed? What this does is it gradually takes you out of it, so you do feel like you're already awake. And so what I do is I set this alarm to about 5 minutes before my real alarm clock goes off, which is out in the washroom on my phone. So that light will gradually turn on over the span of, I think you can span it over like 20-25 minutes, and it'll start really dim and get brighter and brighter and brighter. So by that time, your body will be somewhat awake. Then bring in the big guns. So I have an app that I am obsessed with, and you can completely customize this however you want. The app is called Alarmy. So this is the logo. So I have mine set for 4:55. So that sunrise alarm clock goes up at 4:45. I will usually be out of bed at 4:45 when the brightest of the bright of that sunrise alarm clock goes off, because I know that this sucker's about to go off. And so lately what's really cool is I've been able to actually turn off this alarm clock before it does go off. Not every day though, I'm not perfect. And I set this one from Monday to Saturday. Sundays I let my body wake up whenever I want. And that way I'm able to really test how much better I'm getting at waking up early. So the way that this works is when you turn it on, you can have a mission. So the mission is right at the top, and my mission is to take a picture. You can have a default that is just, it sets the alarm. You can have to shake it. You can shake your phone. You can do a math equation, which, let's be real, I would be sitting there till like 9 o'clock in the morning. So we're not gonna do that. Take a picture, that we can play. There's also a barcode, so if you want to take a barcode of like something that's in your fridge or whatever so that you have to go downstairs. For me, I take a picture of my washroom sink. That works. I have to get up, I have to be in my washroom. Even if this thing doesn't end up being with me in the washroom and I did leave it by my bed, I have to get up, I have to go to the washroom, and I have to move. And the whole point of it is when you start moving, your body wakes up. So I will turn it on. And the other thing that I love is the sound. It's not one of those like, wah, 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 and that, I feel like that just angers me in the morning. So I set the sound of my alarm clock to the sunshine one. So it's kind of just like this pleasant, maybe I can play it for you guys. How pleasant, right? So that's my alarm clock, and I don't have like that negative association listening to that right now even. So it will gradually kind of turn up the volume as you get closer and closer to the time. You can set a lag time as well, just like you can with the sunrise alarm clock, for how long you want it to wake you up. So between those two things, I am usually awake, ready to go. I do not hit the snooze anymore. And let me just tell you what happens when you hit the snooze. When you hit the snooze, your body goes back into that cycle that it was in, and it takes about an hour, 90 minutes on average, for you to come out of it. So let's say you hit the snooze and you wake up 10 minutes later. It's going to take you another 80 minutes to get out of that cycle that your body was just out of. So you're better off just not hitting the snooze button. Does it ever happen to you that you'll hit the snooze and you'll be like, oh, I'll be so much less tired in like 20 minutes or 10 minutes, and you get up and you're like, I would have been better off just waking up the first time, because you're just still tired. And that's because you went back into a deep sleep mode. So I've found that not hitting the snooze button has definitely helped me. Once I'm up and I feel awake, especially with the sunrise alarm clock and the combo with the Alarmy app. So the next thing is to have a routine. You guys can check out my morning routine video. It's really important that you have like a couple set things that you do every single morning that make you happy, that you can look forward to, whether that's having a cup of coffee, whether that's having your pre-workout, whether that's sitting by the fire and writing out your day's to-do list and your goals, whatever that looks like for you. But I really think that it's cool to have time to yourself too in the morning, and that's what I most look forward to. So I wake up an hour earlier than my husband to be downstairs, to be, you know, in the peace and quiet. I will meditate. I will usually do something called the Miracle Morning. So if you guys have never read that book, I highly suggest that you do. It could completely transform your year. I will be doing a video on like all of how to like slay 2018 and how to set goals and all of that, and you will probably hear me talk about that book. But the Miracle Morning has completely changed my life, and the way that it works is you go through like these 6 things every single morning. They don't take that long, but you can get more done before 7 o'clock in the morning than most people do all day. So I will meditate. I will usually meditate because I know somebody's gonna ask. I definitely would love to get the Muse meditation thing, but right now what I do is I've just saved like the Tony Robbins priming exercise, and it's basically meditation. And I saved it to the home screen of my phone, and I just listen to that every single day. It's the same every day, but I love it. I love him, and it just works for me. So have a routine to look forward to, set yourself up for success. And then of course, the biggest part of my morning routine is that I work out. So I will leave my workout clothes out the night before. That really helps me get excited. And I know it's something nerdy, but I get excited about what I wear for my workout. I make it a part of my day, and it's something that will give you more energy throughout the day too. Especially if you're doing something like a high intensity workout, your heart rate's gonna go up and down throughout the day, and that's what's gonna give you that jolt of energy, and you won't hit that wall at 3 o'clock. Now, this is one of my biggest lessons of 2017, was to watch what I was eating, to watch alcohol content, to watch sugar content, to watch anything that has like very over processed foods that just aren't natural. I was seeing how that was affecting my body in terms of anxiousness, in terms of sleep patterns, and I truly notice it on the days that if I have like a glass of wine or a few too many drinks, I will have so much more trouble waking up the next day. And the days that are the weeks that I cut out alcohol completely, I really notice it that it's that much easier to wake up the next day, especially when I'm eating clean and I'm working out. All of that combined will help you so much in waking up earlier the next day and staying on track too. Now, this is such a common question that I get because you guys do see my snaps and you've seen my morning routine a couple times. One of the most common questions that I see in the comments is, what time do I go to bed to be able to wake up that early? My answer to you is that not every day is perfect. Ideally, I am trying to be in bed, like my butt in bed, phone in the washroom, not on me at all, because the blue light that your phone emits into your eyes will actually keep you awake longer and will make you have trouble to fall asleep, which I never knew that, and I would fiddle on my phone till like the wee hours of the morning, and then I would wonder why I couldn't fall asleep. So that could be affecting you. So I will have my phone away, plugged in the washroom with my Alarmy app set for the next day, and I will be in bed and I will just use the sunrise alarm clock as my lamp so that it can actually dim too, so you can set a sunset mode, and I will just read a book. That way it puts me in a good mood for the evening. I am in bed at a reasonable time. I'm usually asleep by 11. Now, that's perfect case scenario. The months where I'm doing videos like this and I'm filming, you guys have seen them go up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I can still get up the next day, but that will catch up with me eventually. So not all the time. Like this morning I got up at 9, that did not work. It's okay though, because I do work from home. I am my own boss, so I can make up for it at night, but not every day is perfect, and I want you to know that. So try to go to bed early. I would say aim for 10 p.m. if you can. It really does depend on how many hours of sleep your body needs. Now, one thing that I can recommend to you if you are somebody that tends to stay up later, or that you have trouble going to bed, or you just don't know what time is best for you to go to bed and to wake up, I truly believe in this. We actually have like set chronological patterns based off of who we are as people, how we were raised. All of these factors come into play, and just who we are like in our DNA. And I read this book earlier this summer called The Power of When, and there are 4 different types of chronological humans basically, and we relate to animals. So there's the bear, there's the wolf, there's the dolphin, which is what I am, and there is the lion, I believe is the last one. And so my husband is definitely a bear or a lion. You can be a mix between the two. And what it tells you and what this book is about is super fascinating. It's the title of it is Power of When, Discover Your Chronotype, the best times to eat lunch, ask for a raise, have sex, write a novel, take your meds, and more. And it's by Michael Bruce. I will link it down below. I thought it was super fascinating. And how to interact with your spouse, if they're a different chronotype, and when to go to bed so you guys can go to bed together, and like all of that type of stuff. Like I thought it was so fascinating. So don't ever beat yourself up if you do feel like your predisposition to wake up later. Like for me, it kind of gave me peace of mind that I was clearly the person that was meant to stay up late, and I was more creative at night, and they show you how you can actually shift that into waking up early. So I thought it was super helpful. Now, the last tip that I'm going to give you in terms of going to bed and how to set yourself up for nighttime, like I said, I leave out my workout clothes at the night before. I will take my supplements before I go to bed. I will prepare the house so that it's comfortable. And I really do have a nighttime routine just like I have a daytime routine. I have also filmed a video on this if you guys want to see what I do. It's different every single day. Like I said, I'm not perfect, but I do try and have like a toned down evening. So like if we're go, we will be committed to shutting things down at like 9, and then I'll probably do like a face mask, have a bath. Like I'll have all of these sequences that definitely chill me out so that I can just plug in my phone in the washroom and be ready for bed by 10, hopefully, and be in bed ready to sleep by that time and just read a good book and go to bed. So that really sets myself up for, overall a better life, like a healthier life where I can get better results in my workouts, feel healthier, feel less anxious, feel less stressed. All of this kind of really does play into the better parts of your life. It really does have a stacking effect. So if this is a goal of yours for 2018 that you do want to wake up early, let's set a challenge together. Let's do it. You can tag me on Instagram every single day for accountability. Let's make it happen. Me and my Fit BFFs are going to do this. I'm going to hold their butts to it, and we are going to make sure to wake up early. So if this was helpful for you at all, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed, and I will see you guys later. Bye, dudes.